Good afternoon. Welcome to or welcome back to WJZ.com. Let's give you a recap of what has come down, no pun intended, pun intended, this day, and what we can expect over the next few hours in the future as this weather event slowly and surely starts to relax its grip on the mid-Atlantic. What had been frozen precip on the harbor cam lens is now become rain. There is a little sheen, little teeny-weeny sheen of ice on the inner harbor. You can still see some sleet hitting it, coloring it, if you will, but take a look at radar. For the most part, the brunt of this day's energy is now really quickly moving up the I-95 corridor. When we take a look at a bigger picture, you can really see the tail end of what we'll call part one of this event. Part two will be when we get backwash clouds and moisture and some other weather being pulled up in a northeasterly direction as this big low moves up the eastern seaboard. What it's really doing right now that's impacting our weather, throwing a marine layer our way. Winds are out of the east at about 11 to 14 miles an hour. And you saw the blues changing over to pinks as the atmosphere in its layers is starting to warm up. I want to show you some snowfall totals from earlier, and I'm saying earlier because sleet, freezing rain has tamped all these down. Look at Biggie Wise in Quarryville, 7. In her yard right now, she may have 3.5 because of that effect. Susan Smith, Linwood, 4. The Mountains in Centerville, just a half an inch. Lehigh, Tracy's Landing, 3/4. But Harvey Sheets in Waynesboro, 3. Case Camps in Bel Air, 3/4. Larry Bennett in Cumberland, 3.25 inches. Ron Boblitz, Ellicott City, 1. Twyla Floor, 1. But Janet Tigler in Tawnytown, 5.5. Hagerstown had 1.3. Thurmont, 2, 1.5. Hancock, McHenry, 2. But Norrisville, 5.5. Almost 6 inches. Gainsboro and Millers. Sibyllesville, 2 inches. Westminster, a little under 3.5. But Savage, just a quarter to a half inch, really. Frederick, 3 inches. Annapolis, half inch. Owen, Pimlico, 1 inch each. New Windsor, 3 inches. These amounts are all over the place and for good reason. That gradation in the storm from where it was all snow, where it became a mix later, where it became a mix very early, and where, frankly, it was just rain. I'm showing you the current conditions at noon because I want you to see those winds coming out of the east at 16 miles an hour, and the barometer's still high at 30.21. Yeah, we had to deal with sleet and freezing rain around the area, and as we move through the afternoon, look at that heavy band, if you will, that belt of potentially of over a quarter of inch. You know, it's amazing. You sit here and look at this, and it's hard to even say over a quarter of an inch of ice moving up and parallel to the I-95 corridor. But we have had some significant impact in the area. As a matter of fact, I will guarantee some folks have a greater accumulation of sleet than of snow. Futurecast shows relatively calm afternoon. Once we get into the nighttime hours, here comes the backwash energy, if you will. Look at all that rain off to the east and southeast. We finally see the sun out tomorrow. End of yet another February event. And then it just gets cold. High pressure is going to drag 18 degrees your way on Saturday night. Daytime highs through the weekend just in the 30s. The alerts came on at 3 a.m., though they'll really not extinguish till about 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, and I think for good reason. Snow becomes mixed precip as we move through the afternoon. If there's any snow where you're watching this from at all, it's going to become mixed precip. 32 overnight tonight, an intermittent wintry mix, and waning as we go through the nighttime hours. Then here's that weekend, 35, 37, 39. Okay, at least we'll have some sun. Then 42 Monday, 48 Tuesday, 51 degrees on Wednesday. Bob Turk will be joining you in the 1 o'clock hour with continued updates on this day's storm here at WJZ.com.